Lydia was looking for the website this morning working, so I don't know if she's going to join in.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the same exact one that the same one that we've been using. So she shouldn't have any issues if she just clicks in login. But shoulder rolls are first. You'll hear the jams and see the clock here in a second. 5 minutes. A minute one, we're going to be going with shoulder rolls. Spotlight Aaron here in a second. Thumb and pointer finger on. If you do not have a PVC, then you can use a broomstick, a Swiffer, anything that's relatively rigid that we can start thumb and pointer finger on, wider than shoulder width apart, and working your hands in as we can keep those arms straight and locked out. The closer your hands are together, the more of a challenge it's going to be, stretch and mobility wise for you. 30 seconds, we'll go ahead and switch. Shoulder rolls for another 25. Got about 10 seconds here, guys. And switching in 5, 4, 3, 2. And we are getting down with some sit-ups next here. So, touching the ground behind you, touching those toes up top. Trying to break through in between those heels. A big range of motion with each one. Here's the clock. Here's the jams. Sit-ups for about another 45. We're not looking for you guys to be rocking super speed here, but we are looking to have you guys crushing it with nice controlled quality repetitions. About halfway in, about halfway to go. We'll switch it up. Easy peasy. You guys looking solid. About 13 seconds here, guys, and we'll switch. I'm gonna load it on my mobile here too as well. In 3, 2, 1, and we're going into world's greatest stretch here. So let's get right knee up, left knee back, right palm down, push up, rotate underneath. So it's reaching underneath yourself as far as you can, then pushing off that knee and feeling that stretch, opening the chest up as much as we can. We have about another 12 seconds here till we switch it up. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guys, go ahead and switch sides. So opposite knee up, opposite knee back. Same thing though, you're keeping that palm flat, you're pushing up, looking toward that hand, and then reaching underneath yourself as far as you can go. About 18 seconds and we'll switch. We've got shoulder taps coming up next. In 5, 3, 2, 1. And guys, go to shoulder taps. We're going up into the high plank position. Opposite hand to opposite shoulder. If we are beginner level progression, we can drop it to the knees, but the hips have to stay down and the shoulders have to stay stacked over top of the wrists. Chins are up, body position is nice and straight. We got about 40 seconds here and one more movement for the warm-up, and we'll get right into what we have coming up next. Kick off our cross-training style workout for today. Position's looking good here, guys. Again, try not to excessively rotate as we go from one to the next. Try and keep your body position as still as possible, keeping that core tight. About 10 seconds. And we're going to switch to your last one. It's going to be a nice high plank hold. But this one, we want everybody off the knees. And coming up. So now, up on those toes, you want a nice straight line from the shoulders through the hips to the toes. Chins are up. Arms are locked, trying to stay steady and maintaining that position for about another 45. If you've got to come down, take 5 seconds max, use that clock for reference, and then come right back into it. When we get to those last 10 seconds, I want everybody holding. 20 seconds here, guys. Shake it off, reset, and coming back up and in. And everybody up for these last 10 seconds. Holding. 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause and beautiful. So stop this one out here, guys. Bring it back up on. And they pause the music on the back end as well. Still cranking through. Where is it? Where are you? There it is. All right, guys. So cross training. First one, we have alternating EMOM. Means we're alternating between two movements. One of them is going to be a hold for a fixed period of time, and one of them you're going to be doing reps for a fixed period or fixed amount of repetitions. Okay. So the first one is going to be your high plank hold. Right. We just knocked this one out. We just covered it. But we're going from the shoulder stacked over the wrist, chins are up, nice straight line, and you're holding it. My beginners are going to hold it for 25 seconds. Intermediates would hold it for 35 seconds. And advanced crew would hold it for 45 seconds of that minute. The remainder of that minute you're going to have to recover before you switch into your rep-based progression, which is going to be spider climbers. So from here, level ones, you're going to get into the kneeling plank. Again, don't put that butt back and away. We want that nice straight line from the shoulders through the hips to the knees. You're taking that outside knee to the outside elbow, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and you're counting each individual one here. Intermediates, you're going to do the same movement, but from the high plank, you're going all the way up until you make contact with the outside leg. And my advanced crew are going to cross underneath yourself. Beautiful. As you go from one side to the next. Now, as it's an odd number here, guys, and we're counting straight up cumulatively, make sure to start with the opposite leg. So I'll give you that cue throughout it, but if you went with your right knee to the right side as your first rep, when you come back into that round, try and start on your left-hand side so that we balance that out, right? But same thing, once you finish those 15 reps, you'll be able to recover for the remainder of that interval, and you're going back and forth between your high plank hold for 25, 35, or 45 seconds, and your spider climbers for a fixed amount of 15 repetitions. All right? And Troy, questions on the movement or the structure?
No.
No? Feeling good? Feeling spicy?
Oh, I'm feeling alone today.
Feeling lonely, yeah. I come back through. The morning crew, they better be doing some workouts and posting some sweaty selfies later, or else they're starting off slow with the challenge. All right, so for this one here, guys, I will spotlight it for the first couple rounds, and then I'll just keep showing you the clock so that you have that for reference, and you can use that for your recoveries, okay? The holds themselves have to be strict. So if you start coming down before you hit your intervals, you're going to start getting penalties from me. And if you're doing this solo, let's go ahead and say that if you have to put those knees down, that's going to be 10 burpees on the back end after you finish this before you can go into the next movement, all right? Those are there intentionally to challenge you. If you're going to go through them, you have to hold the entire time, okay? I'll give the call-outs through here. Again, I'll spotlight it at the beginning. Let me get the timer and the music on here for you guys in the back end. There's the jams. Let me share the clock. So I'll go ahead and start it up here on the back end for you guys. It's just going to be alternating, or a minute resetting over and over again. And this is going to be for 16 rounds, guys. So you're going to do 8 holds and 8 sets of spider climbers. Minute intervals. 0 recovery. Cool. All right, guys. So, and we're going to start this off with your hold for 25, 35, or 45 seconds in 3, 2, 1. And you are live right now. Let me go ahead and spotlight Aaron so that you can see that position. The shoulders over top of the wrist. Nice straight line from the shoulders through the hips to the toes, and you're holding. And here's the music. Here is the clock, guys. So if we were going level 1, that's going to be more for my replay crew. We've got 10 seconds. Level 1s would come down in 3, 1, and level 1s would pause and recover for the remainder of this interval. 2s, we still got another 10 seconds till we come down. Level 2s would come down. 3s, you got 3, 2, 1, and level 3s would come down right now, guys. So shake it off quick, resetting. Spider climbers are next. Everybody has to do 15 reps, but the difference in levels is modification of the movement. 15 15 reps of spider climbers here. So level 1s from the knees going out. That would be 1, 2. Level 2s, you come up to that high plank position. Same fixed count of 15, but you're going until you touch. And level 3s, you'd cross underneath yourself for that progression, guys. Once you finish 15 full range of motion reps, you're going to get to recover. On your rep-based progressions, you should have more recovery than on your holds. That's by intention. Don't shorthand that range of motion. You don't go till you get close. You go until your knee makes contact, so you physically touch. Last bit of range of motion is where you're going to get the most out of it from for your obliques. So that's 1 set of 2. That's technically 2 rounds of 16. We're going to go back to your high plank hold in 15 seconds, guys. And I had given the call-outs for the level 1s a little bit longer. For the first round, it's 25-second hold for level 1s. So those kind of going. Call that out. One more time through here, guys. I'll spotlight it out. But you're holding. Shoulders over top of the wrist. Nice straight line. Shoulders through the hips to the toes. Do not come down through your interval. So at the 35-second mark is where my level 1s would be able to come down versus the 30-second mark. Level 1s, you got 3 seconds. And level 1s would come down now. We got about 5 seconds now for my level 2s. 2, 1, and level 2s could come down now. Level 3s, we've got another 7 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Level 3s could come on down, guys. Everybody's recovering at this point. Get some water in you quick if you need it. But we're back to those fixed repetitions. For spider climbers, 15 reps. Planks on the opposite side. You're live right now. So again, for your reference, level 1s from the knees, you're going up from one side to the next. 2s would do it from the high plank position. And level 3s would be crossing underneath yourself. All 3 levels have to do 15 reps. And every single rep has to be lifted until you physically make contact with that opposite side. And, oh, Troy's going 3. Nice. Good. So looking solid, guys. Once you finish 15, you can shake it off and recover. Until then, those quality repetitions moving through that set. Nice job, guys. About 15 seconds here. That's 2 full rounds of both movements knocked out. 10 seconds, we're going to be back in with that high plank hold. High plank hold for 25, 35, or 45 seconds. We're live with it right now. You guys know the drill on this movement, so I'm going to leave that clock running so you can see it for reference. If you need it. Troy's position's looking good. Holding. And level 1s would have come down. Just watching form on my solo ranger here. Level 2s would come down now. 10 seconds for my 3s. Oh, then 3, 1, and level 3s would come down now. Everybody's recovering. We got those 15 reps of spider climbers coming up next. I'll do one more spotlight of that one there for you guys so that you can see it. And you are live with it right now. Spider climbers. Level 1s from the knees. Keep those hips down. Keep those chins up. 2s from the high plank. Going out till you touch. And 3s crossing underneath yourself until you make contact. Nice job, guys. Good. We're going for how it only takes to get those 15 repetitions knocked out through the level 1, 2, or 3 variation of that progression. Once you finish, you can recover. Get some water in you, breathe and shake it off. Should be a good amount of recovery here. Should be a long portion of holding coming up next. About 10 seconds here, and we're going to shift back into high plank hold for 25, 35, or 45 seconds. get back up into it. Looking up, shoulder stacked over the wrist, pups joining in and everything, and holding. Chins are up here, guys. Again, do not come down through your interval. Maintain it. Anybody that's rocking live with me, if I see those knees come down, we're going to get some penalties. But now we're looking good. Level ones, you've got 3 seconds. Somebody on replay that's a 1, you can come down now. Recover. Level 2s, we got about 7 seconds. The puppies are going crazy on the Troy side. And level 2s, come on down. 3s, we got 7 seconds as well. 3, 2, 1, and level 3s come down. Everybody recovering, good. Rest it up, 10 to go. Or 10 seconds, sorry, and we're going to be back in with spider climbers next. The clock running for you guys. Climbers, you know the drill at this point. You're taking that outside knee to the outside elbow, whether you do it from the knee, the high plank, or you're crossing underneath yourself. I want you to go until you touch. Not until you get close, but until you physically make contact with control through 15 reps. Once you finish those 15, then you can pause, recover. That'll be your halfway point of this portion of the workout for today. About 10 seconds here, guys. Back with those. High plank hold. Shoulders over top of the wrist. Chins are up. Straight line. Troy's looking good. We're going to go to 25 seconds if we were at level 1. 35 for level 2. And 45 for level 3s. Level 1s would come down and recover right now. 2s, we got about 7 seconds. Level 2s would come down now. And level 3s would come down now. Nice job, guys. Good. Shake it off, reset. We're going back to spider climbers next. 15 total reps, going until you physically make contact from the knee, from the high plank, or crossing underneath yourself. And into it here, guys. Nice control. What are you doing over there, Troy? I thought you were giving me some sign language. Reps are looking good. Pups are looking happy. 15 reps here, guys. Go until we make contact with every single one. Keep those chins up. Look slightly out in front of you. Shoulders stacked over top of the wrist. Driving through. Level 3s, we still have. Or no, we're going back through. Level 3s will be crossing underneath yourself. We got 18 seconds at this point. If you finished, you're recovering. We're going back to fixed holds next. 10 rounds in, or 5 complete rounds of both movements so far, guys. Looking solid. In 5 seconds, we're going to come back in with your hold. Hold of the entire. Live right now with a 25, 35, or 45 second hold, and some dancing pups and everything. Troy's looking good. Being attacked by the puppies. Nice job, guys. If we were level 1, you've got 3 seconds. And level 1s could come down. 2s, we got about 7 to go. And level 2s would have come down. 3s, you got 3 seconds. 2, and coming on down for that interval. Nice job, guys. Shake it off, reset. 10 seconds, we're back in with spider climbers. 15 total reps. Go until you make contact. Get off here. We're quick. We're right now. 15 total reps. As we're fatiguing, you're going to want to shorthand that range of motion, but don't do it. Make sure that if you're going until you physically make contact, till you touch outside or underneath yourself. Misfire, don't count the rep. Only count those reps that you can get as you go all the way up. So you're sticking on that side until you get it, and alternating as you can make contact from one to the next. Once you finish 15 here, guys, we'll be able to recover for the remainder of the interval. Rest it up. And we're back in with high plank hold coming up next for 25, 35, or 45 seconds. Deep spin, we're back in with our hold in 5. And coming up here, guys. Good. Hold it. Level 1's for 25. Level 2's for 35. Level 3's for 45 seconds. Level 1s could come down in 2, 1, and level 1s would rest and recover right now. Level 2s have about 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and level 2s would come down. 3s, we're still holding. Still holding for about another 5. 3, 2, 1, and level 3s can come down. Nice job, guys. Good. We got spider climbers coming up next in about 10. 15 reps. Maintain the standard. We count the reps that we can do and be physical. You are live right now, guys, with 15 reps. Every single one you do counts, but it only counts if you can make contact. Knee, arm, it's generally between that elbow and forearm position. And Troy's looking solid. Once we finish 15 beautiful quality repetitions, and we will be recovering. Beautiful. We got 8 seconds. We got one more time through movements, and then we'll recover here, guys. So for right now, up, your high plank hold is live for 25, 35, or 45 seconds. Shoulders over the wrist, chins are up. Trying to stay as stationary as you can. Do not let those knees come down. Level 1s would come down in 3, 1, and level 1s, you can go ahead and recover if you're on replay. Level 2s would have 3 seconds here, and level 2s could come down now. Level 3s, last hold here. We'll go until we see 15 on the clock. 3, 2, 1, and level 3s, come on down, recover, shake it off. You only got one more to go. 15 reps of spider climbers. Victory will officially be yours over the first half of the Let's close it out here, guys. Last 15. Beautiful. Work until we hit 15 repetitions. Do not count those reps if the knee does not touch. Once we finish those 15, we can shake it off. I'm going to leave the timer running through here till 15 in case anybody watching replay took a little bit longer. But it shouldn't take us more than 45. And beautiful, guys. Good. Let me go ahead and get that one out. Get some water in you. Breathe in. Recover in. I'll pause the music on the back end here. So you've got it ready. But in another 30 seconds or so, I'll spotlight it out and I'll show you what we have coming up for our second half of the workout. Our AMRAP for the newbies would be as many rounds instead of reps in this case as possible through 15 minutes.
What are you doing?
Spotlight it back over here on Aaron, and I'll show you what we got. So we have 3 different movements that you're going to be doing. I'm going to show you 3 different variations of those progressions. Sometimes it's just going to be reps. That's the only difference. Sometimes it's going to be the way that we're approaching the resistance or the angles of that movement. In this case, movement 1 is the same for everyone. It's just a difference in reps. So beginners or level 1s would be doing 10 sit-ups as your first one, touching the ground behind you, touching the toes up top, and you'd be going for 10. If we were level 2, you'd be going for 20 reps, and level 3, you'd be going for 30 reps as your first movement of 3. The second movement we're going to need some resistance for. Oh, hold on. I lied. This one is incorrect. The programming was wrong. Nobody told. Oh, actually, nobody told me after yesterday. I'm gonna load this one up. It's right on 1, but it's wrong on 2. It's not half get-ups. It's reverse sit-ups for everyone. So movement 2 is going to be reverse sit-ups across the board here, guys. That was a typo for the level 1s and 2s. You're going to start with your heels out in front of you, just above the ground. You're going to bring both of those knees up and drive it as high up in as you can, and then kick those legs out to just above the ground, and you're going for the same rep count with your hands under your glutes. Level 2s would be going for 20 reps with the hands off to the side. And level 3s would be doing that same count, but now they would cross their hands up top, lift the shoulders, and you would be going, for 30 repetitions, okay? So the rep count for level 1s for all 3 movements is 10. The rep count for all of them for 2s is 20. And for all of them for 3 is going to be 30. The last one from position that you're at is going to be leg raises. So same thing here, hands under the glutes for support for my beginners, forcing that core down, trying to keep the minimum amount of arch in your back as we go with heels just above the ground, up to 90 without bending those legs and without coming beyond 90. If you go too far up toward your head, if you have that mobility, then you're just letting gravity help you and we're taking resistance off the midsection, which we don't want. You're going to want to make it easier, but we don't want for making sure that we're working the muscles effectively. Level 2, same thing, except hands will be off to the side. And level 3s, without bringing those feet too far back, you would add the hip thrust at the peak of that movement, and you're trying to control that on the way back down. So up, slow it down the way through, and then start and finish with those heels just above the ground. Okay? So those are the 3 here, guys. I'm updating the programming appropriately. I'm going to have to re-upload that to the site, but that's fine. So the second movement is not half get-ups for level 1s and 2s. Everybody's going to be on reverse sit-ups through that progression. So sit-ups, movement 1, reverse sit-ups, movement 2, and leg raises is going to be movement 3. Okay, so I'll spotlight it out for the first round through Aaron. If you're doing it at a different pace than what I'm calling out, then that's fine. This is at your own pace. You're trying to finish as many rounds as possible in 15 minutes. Our target for today is trying to finish 3 full rounds, between 3 and 5 full rounds of this workout. So if you were, once you finish your leg raises as your third movement, you're back into movement 1 of sit-ups, and that's what you're repeating. So you're repeating sit-ups, reverse sit-ups, and leg raises over and over again as many times as you can through 15 minutes with a target of at least 3 full rounds of all 3. All right, and I know that was a big long spiel, but we do have some newbies that might be watching replay. Troy, questions on the movements or the structure?
Sit-ups, reverse sit-ups, leg raises.
Nailed it.
10, 20, or 30.
Yes. So
no 5s?
no. What are you doing rep range wise?
I was thinking 2, but if the goal's 3 sets, then probably the 3. I'll try.
Yeah, let's get it. I think so too. Beautiful. All right, guys. So from here, let me go ahead and get the jams back up and live for you guys so you can hear the music. I'll spotlight it out through the first few, but it's just going to be a running clock here, guys, over and over again throughout. A running clock, sorry, from 15 minutes to 0, and you're going as far into that as you can. All right? I'm going to start the clock. Oh, Troy, you got a question?
I do the level 3, and I do the modifications though with the progressions.
What was that?
If I do the level 3 so if I do 30, can I do the level 2 form if need be?
Let's say if need be, only if you really start to feel that you can't recover with your back.
Have you seen this ab?
Listen, I want you to work that ab. If you're still able to hold integrity in your core position, you don't start to compensate with your lower back, then go level 3 strict. If you
The
can't,
only
then we'll
reason I
drop it
have a
down.
pack is because of the waistband.
That's what we're working on right now. So from here, guys, clock's gonna come down, but I will bring it back into spotlighting on Aaron here shortly. Minutes. Movement to sit-ups. All right. So touch the ground behind you. Touch those toes up top. If you are level 1 or beginner, you're gonna do this for 10 reps. Level 2s, you're gonna go for 20. The level 3s, you were gonna go for 30. Whatever your rep count is for your level is the same for all 3 movements. Okay. Bring the clock back in. Give you some time to get the sit-ups knocked out. Once you finish your required reps for sit-ups, your second movement in this set is going to be reverse sit-ups. Oh my lantern. But I'll give you some time here to work through this count, right? And once I see that we have some time in and everybody's kind of getting closer to that second movement, I'll spotlight it out and show the standard again for the reverse sit-ups. Touching the toes behind, or touching the ground behind you, touching those toes up top. So keep those heels in, making contact against each other. And once we finish your sit-ups, we're gonna go into reverse sit-ups, all right? And there's gonna be 3 different levels for that. As I start to see the crew getting into that movement, I will spotlight it and go over the standard for that as well. But if you are going at a faster pace, then the reverse sit-ups will be yours next. And in terms of what those look like again here, guys, level 1s, hands under the glutes, drive your knees up and in, and then your feet just above the ground. Try and keep your toes flexed back the entire time. If you're going level 2, the hands would be off to the side. And if you're going level 3, your arms would be crossed over top of your chest, and you'd be lifting your shoulders while you made that movement happen. Rep count's the same here, guys. Here's the clock. Here's the jams. You will be going for 10 reps for level 1s, 20 reps for level 2s, or 30 reps for level 3s of reverse sit-ups. As you fatigue, you're going to start to want to arch that back position and compensate with anything but your midsection as it starts to burn. Don't do it. You're squeezing the core down and in. You're intentionally trying to drive that back as flat as you can so that our midsection, your core, maintains its integrity and stays as the primary mover. If you don't and you keep arching, then that's going to be leading into your lower back trying to compensate, all right? So make sure if we have to take recovery to hold position, I'd rather you take a little extra rest and do those reps without arching than go back through those repetitions with a large arch to your back, okay? So reverse sit-ups is your second progression. Same rep count here again, guys, 10, 20, or 30 reps. Roy's looking good. As we work through those, or once we finish those, sorry, you're gonna transition to your last one, which is gonna be your leg raise variation, all right? Once I see the crew that's with me getting into that movement, I'll go over the standard and I'll spotlight that out. So if you are working a little bit faster through this progression, you can go ahead and transition. But if not, you can take a look here at the clock again, or sorry, at the screen for reference. Level 1's hands under the glutes for support. Flex those toes, keep them straight. We're going leg raises, so just above the ground to 90. 2s, your hands are going to be off to the side, same movement. And level 3s, you're going to kick those heels up or hips up and try and control it on the way down. Same thing here, guys. 10 reps, 20 reps, or 30 reps. And from this point forward, I'm just going to be giving the audio cues so that you can see where you're at throughout the course of this portion of the workout. At this point, we have about 11 minutes left. So as long as we finish all 3 movements by the time this hits 10, then you're on track. You'd be on pace to be closing at least 3 rounds, right? So if you can finish 3 rounds within 5 minutes, then that's going to be 3 rounds that you'd complete. If you're looking to finish more, kind of in the high, intermediate, or advanced territory, we would have to already have completed those rounds out and transitioned. But for now, pace looks great here, guys. Maintain it. About 30 seconds here. We'll hit the third of the way in. So at that point, we ideally would have already closed these out. Remember, once you finish the leg raise variation, you're gonna go back to movement 1, which is sit-ups, and you're doing all 3 all over again. So that's what you're repeating. Sit-ups, reverse sit-ups, and leg raises. Do the fixed amount of repetitions that you have and the variations of those patterns. Once you finish all 3, then you're back in and you're repeating. Trying to finish at least 3 rounds of all of them. And we are a third of the way in here, guys. So over 5 minutes in, less than 10 to go. Reps are still looking solid. Remember, breathing when you're coming up for those sit-ups, trying to connect that chin to the belly button versus putting any arch and excessively whipping that position. For anybody that was a level 1 or a beginner watching replay here and you're starting to feel that you cannot do those sit-ups without whipping or arching, find a spot to lock those feet underneath or put some resistance underneath both of those feet to give you some added support, right? I don't want you to continue driving reps if you're unable to do it without whipping or really arching that lower back excessively. So if we need to as a level 1 through this, or even if we get deeper into these sets, cannot do a rep without compensating and whipping those arms. Go ahead and grab a weight or grab a resistance. Anchor your feet. So if you're by a couch, that's a really good reference. You can just put your toes underneath it. Have any sort of resistance next to it. Slam ball, med ball, kettlebell. Bring those and either squeeze your feet into it or anchor those feet. Give a little extra support, right? We're going through quite a bit of volume, and for any of you that are doing this as your first time, we're looking for quality of repetitions and form to be the focus above all else, all right? Once we get to the 5-minute mark, we'll be 2/3 of the way in. Right now we're approaching the halfway point in terms of total time though, guys. Reps are looking good. Again, you're going from sit-ups to reverse sit-ups to leg raises, and your rep count would be 10 reps for all 3 for level 1s, 20 reps for all 3 for level 2s, or 30 reps for all 3 for level 3s. We are halfway in here, guys. Halfway to go. Looking solid. Maintain it and transition as we finish those quality repetitions through that set. Remembering that in terms of pacing, we're trying to have finished at least 2 rounds by the time this hits 5 minutes. At that point, we would be 2/3 of the way in through our AMRAP. All you got to do after this one to close it out, guys, is some stretching and some mobility work. Reps for now, we're looking solid. Maintain it. If we've got to recover, breathe. Try and take 5 seconds max. It's going to be better for you guys to slow your tempo down than it's going to be to come to a complete stop for too long. You're trying to stay as continuous with your repetitions as you can throughout the AMRAP. We got about a minute till we hit 2/3 of the way in, and at that point, we're trying to target to finish at least 2 rounds. If you haven't finished 2 rounds by that point, try and take that pace up. If you have, then you're doing great in terms of pacing and tempo. We're trying to go at least 3 rounds, and really 3 to 5 rounds is your target. If we were to finish 6, 7, definitely any more than that rounds, then the levels that you chose for yourself are actually too light. And that's why we give you references, so that as you get stronger through this, as you are improving you're continually able to proportionately challenge yourself through those reps, all right? Or those movements. If anybody's watching replay here and you finish 6, 7, gosh, any more than that, then you chose too light for yourself in terms of the variation and the repetitions. This is all body weight for today, but those your level a little bit lower, which means that the next time that we do a core-based progression, you can go a little bit higher. Woohoo! Nice job, guys. Good. Recover, shake it off, reset. Reps that or movements that you're transitioning from are going to be sit-ups to reverse sit-ups to leg raises. Finish those leg raises, you're back to sit-ups. We got 4:18 on the clock here, guys. We're going until it has 0. By the time it hits 0, we're trying to finish at least 3 rounds. 3 full rounds of all 3 movements. Nice job, guys. Good. I'll give the cue again because I know that this is going to be the next 3.5 minutes is the hardest of the set. You're going to be the most fatigued. If you are watching this on replay or my crew that's here with me now, if you're unable to perform the sit-ups without arching the back or whipping excessively, anchor your feet to get a little extra support. I'd rather you use that assistance and try and kick through, right? The more whip that we're using, the more that we're arching the back, the more the lower back is getting compromised, and the less really we're working that midsection, right? So if you have a sofa next to you on replay, go ahead and anchor those feet underneath there. If you have any other of the resistances, any other weight, go ahead and either anchor your feet underneath or squeeze your heels into it for a little extra support that you are taking away from that lower back. That's if and only if you're unable to do it without whipping and compensating. If it's just getting harder, then that's a different story. You guys are going to keep working those reps. But if you can't do it with proper form, then we can drop that into that modification. About 2:30 left on the clock here, guys. We're in the home stretch of these movements. Work it through. We're in the last couple here, guys. 2 minutes of time to go. We're trying to close out at least 3 rounds. So if we're coming back through and we're not that close to closing out your 3rd round yet, let's try and take that pace up and take that tempo up. My crew that's rocking with me now, I know you guys are doing solid. Pace looks great. Position looks fantabulous. Nice job, guys. Repetitions looking solid. Nice, Troy. Good. Kick those heels out to just above the ground on those reverse sit-ups. Touch those toes all the way up top on those sit-ups. Standard. Anybody that's on leg raises right now, make sure to keep that back squeezed, or that core squeezed in and pushing that lower back into the ground as much as you can. Less than a minute to go here, guys. Home stretch of the progression. We're pushing hard. Try to be as continuous as you can. Again, better to slow your tempo down than it is to come to a complete stop for too long. If you have to recover, take no more than 5 seconds and use the clock for reference. You're using that fixed recovery always. 30 seconds here, guys. Working until 0. Beeps will let you know when you got 5 to go. Working through the last ones. Oh, keep those legs straight on the leg raises. Kick them out to straight on the reverse sit-ups. 1 in time. With that, victory is officially yours. You did it. You made it. Dare I say, you survived it. Get some water in, you guys. Breathe in, recover in. We'll take another 35 or so, and then we'll go right into and cover what we have for the cool down for today. I know that we did midsection. We worked those bellies. We were on a quest to find the core. Troy, was our quest successful? Did we find the core?
We found the core.
We found the core.
We went on strike.
How many rounds do you make it through?
I got 2 rounds of 3, and I got through 15 leg lifts of 2.
Nice.
So I did 3, 3, 2.
All right, I'm done with that. Aaron, how you feel? Oh, Aaron's muted. Hold on, I don't know if I can mute. I can ask her to unmute. Thanks, Zoom.
Oh, I got through 1 round of 30, and then I had to go to 20.
It is tough. It's a tough progression, especially.
I kept going.
I tell you what, the sit-ups on the coming after the leg raises,
Yeah.
that's brutal.
There's
Yeah.
a method to the madness.
Well, yeah, because your hip
Yeah, you're
flexors.
watching.
What was that?
I said, yeah, you're watching.
Yeah. You can come join my workout later today if you want, Troy. I'm getting back through. Hold on, I'll show you.
I kind of wish the kids needed my help with their school so I could have a
Reach into
excuse.
the screen, pull it out.
I will not be. Granted, I'm going to have to try and figure out how the heck I'm going to get enough weight for it. I haven't deadlifted since the pandemic, since we were booted out. So I literally have not done a deadlift since the second to last week of March, after having built it up so much, right? And I've actually physically never done a 1 rep max, even because in competition I've always done significantly more, and in training I've never pulled what would have been a 1 rep max. So that's going to be the end of June. I'm going to say I want to try and get 600 pounds on the pull by June 30th. And look at this. We got, hold on, let me see if we can do it. There it is.
Steps.
Oh, we got figure 8 straps.
Wow.
Some people say cheating. I say, nah. So wraps the bar around. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do it and it's really my max, I'm going to get some figure 8 straps. And they had a Memorial Day sale on them. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. The thing I don't have is I don't have 600 pounds worth of resistance to put on the barbell. And I gave all my equipment away. So I only have that the bent barbell at the gym. So Thor used these exact style straps to pull his world record deadlift. So did Eddie Hall.
Fans.
I've never every single time that I've pulled weight, I pulled it with just my hands, which everybody thought was crazy. At this competition, that was 500 for 4 with just my hands, and then I pulled 550 for 10 with just my hands. I've never actually pulled the deadlift max
Hands.
straps. Yeah. So then that was 2.5-inch handles was at the Massachusetts comp. So those hands were like bad. I've got big hands and I could not wrap my hand around it.
I could come over and hang on to the bar, lay on the bar for you.
Yeah, I'll have to recruit some Beefit crewers. It's like, all right, lay on either side. I'll spotlight it back over here on Aaron. Aaron, we're going to do some wrist mobility drills to end it out for today. So from here, guys, I want you to get on the knee position, put almost all of your weight back toward your heels. But from here, rotate your palms so that they're facing away from each other and that your arms are locked out. Spread your fingers apart as wide as you can as well. And keep those hands close together. From here, lean to your right side. If you're feeling a good stretch through the wrists already, A, that means we got to work on our wrist mobility. But B, you're good. So at that point, as long as you're feeling a really good stretch through the basin of the wrist, then you're good. If you have good wrist mobility, though, we're going to have to adjust your position. So you'd shift your entire body weight to the right, and then you'd be able to get a much more aggressive angle, right? So we're trying to get the shoulder to work over top of the fingers and beyond with every exhale you take. So big breath in through your nose, light pause. Slow exhale, and as we're exhaling, we're driving that forward. Now, do not let your hand lift off the ground, and do not let your arm have any bend into it. It's going to be counterproductive for you guys to do so. We're trying to lengthen those tendons as much as we can and stretch out those muscles. 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and work our way back to center. So if you've shifted your weight, shift your weight back to the middle position. We're going to go back through here, and same thing to the left-hand side. So palms flat, fingers are spread apart, arm is locked out, and you're leaning toward your left. If you're feeling a good stretch there, it means you got tight wrists, but we can stay in that position. If you need a more aggressive stretch, or as time progresses, ideally, we would be able to shift the weight to your left and get a more aggressive angle, shoulder over top of the fingers, to stretch out the base end of those wrists. About 10 seconds here, guys. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming back to center. Let's go ahead and interlock those fingers, keep the forearms touching, and let's go ahead and do some wrist circles. So we'll go 15 seconds here. Big thing with this one, guys, is do not let those forearms kick out. So you want your forearms making contact the entire time. Doesn't matter what direction you chose, stick with it because we're going to switch it up in about 8. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and change directions here, guys. Keep those forearms touching. Working the opposite way. We got about another 12 here. And last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And with that, victory is officially yours. Over. Ba-bum-bum. Day 1 of the Conquer the Corona Challenge and our cross-training workout. Troy, how we feeling? Questions for me?
Oh, I feel good. I think the wrist mobility was important when you thought I was doing hand signals to you. I was saying my wrists were really kind of hurting during that first section.
Feeling better now after stretching them out?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You're giving me one of these, and I was like, I don't know if he's trying to sign at me. I can hear you because I keep.
Well, I was doing the mobility of my wrist, so you kind of showing that the wrists were hurting on those planks, followed by the spider climbers.
Word. Well, make sure to stretch those out later on tonight too, as well, if they're still feeling stiff, because we did do a lot of wrist stabilization-based progressions. I'm going to put in the BFit Crew page now so that everybody has it, because I've already gotten messages. But I did put it in the chat here for you, Troy. New site, now one that I have to own the domain to, conquerthecoronachallenge.com/BFit online. All right. So that's in the chat right now. I'm going to put it in the Facebook group, and I'm going to text it out to everybody as well. That is going to be there. The only thing I ask, obviously, is it's not encrypted at all. So don't share that link with anybody that's not in the challenge, please. Not to say that you would have, but
Need a password now for that?
No, it's just an open website. I had to rebuild it. So the things that are live in there right now are everything that I had demoed out previously, and then we've got nutrition, the grocery guidelines, the nutrition guidelines, and the complete cookbook are all in there as well. The things that I am still populating in are going to be the exercise glossary. So everything outside of the exercise glossary and the stretch library is live right now. Those are the things that I am adding at the moment. And you'll see them as I keep adding them. They'll just keep populating. So it's just going to keep on growing. At this point, I've tried to strip all of it was just crap. I tried doing password protection, and it integrated itself to every single page that I had made in all of the videos that were embedded. So it was just easier to redo the freaking site than it was to try and strip every single time that was there. So nobody will have any issues logging in because it's just a website. Just don't share it with anybody else because it has everything on it. All right?
All righty.
Thumbs up. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
I will see you in the next one, guys. Have an awesome day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.